Hey guys, Excessive Total War here. So, just going to take you through my fifth, fourth? I'm going to call it my fourth matchup. I'm sure it's my fourth. Don't try so hard. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, total stub. Yeah, I think it's my fourth anyway. Right, so playing against this guy, Exerger. Yeah, not a good start with the pronunciation, but that's fine. We'll just move on. Cool. So, taking this first game. So it was his pick and his ban, and he picked Tomb Kings, as you can see, and I picked Greenskins, and his bans were. I'm sure Empire was one of them. I think it was Empire and VC. Or was it Empire and Derry? I think it might have been. Maybe Empire and Derry, actually. Yeah, I think it was Empire and Derry. So. Oh, Jesus. I probably should have done all my burping and shit before I came on the stream. Right, cool. So, take you through the army comp. So, like I said, went Greenskins. For my cav, I went 2 Goblin Spider Rider Archers. For the front line, we went 1. I think I went 3 Goblins with Spears. I think it's just everyone sneaking around somewhere. Where the hell is he? Where's he creeping off to? Maybe it was just the 2 of them, actually. Oh, for goodness sake. Alright. Okay, so it was 2 of them. I went 1, 2, 3 orc boys. I think it might have been 4. Nope. Only played this game yesterday. I've already forgotten everything I had. I went 1 Savage Orc Biggin, 1 Savage Orc, and 1 Savage Orc Biggin. So it went Savage Orc Biggin mad. But as you will see, the reason I went Savage Orc Biggin mad is because I was using none other than the Warzag. And he was accompanied by a Black Orc Big Boss. I just thought the immune to psych and stuff, like if he brought some sort of terror driven stuff, immune to psych would really help. And I'll be honest, I'm totally stealing this build to a degree from one of my first opponents, Marquis. So Marquis, thank you very much. It did work a treat. Not quite what you did, but yeah, close enough. Went 2 Stone Trolls and went 1, 2, 3 Goblin Archers. I didn't really invest in like the bigger archers like Armor Piercing and stuff. Maybe should have done, but honestly I just wanted to go a bit wider. Yeah, so that is my Greenskin Horde. Now, as for the Tomb Kings, so they went 1, 2, 3 Nekakaran Horsemen. They also, for the front line, it was Skeleton Spearsmen. So 4 Skeleton Spearsmen, 1, 2, 3, 4 Skeleton Swordsmen. They had Tomb Scorpion. It was actually quite scary because, like, I kind of, if I'm being honest, my Savage Orcs, I kind of came prepared for something else in this army, but Tomb Scorpions could be a pain in the ass. Their animation lets them sort of like charge into units and they push through, and then you got to like try and chase them down, and you like push back the other way. They're a bit of a nightmare because their animation to actually fight. So yeah, I was a bit surprised when I saw that. Sorry, he had he also had the King's Nakesh Scorpion Legion, another Spearsman unit at the back line there. Yeah. I'm kind of like questioning the rules again. Like, I'm just looking at all that. It doesn't matter. Like, I won, but oh shit, kind of spoiled the surprise. Apologies. Yeah, that doesn't seem right actually. Now I think about it. 2 seconds, guys. Sorry, I just want to check this out. If nothing else, might give me another opportunity for it. Kind of hoping not, because I feel like I got lucky. So. Oh Jesus! My computer's like pigging all this shit at me. Yeah, and I may need to redo this video because one of my videos got taken down. And I'm a bit worried it's because I'm swearing in them. But we have PC scenario, and what am I looking for here? I am looking for, what was he again? Tomb Kings. I'm saying that like any of you can answer me. This is a recording, not a stream. But it makes me feel better to pretend you're there. So here we go. Yeah. Yeah, the unit composition isn't legal. You're allowed So I can't. Well, I could kind of show you this, but yeah. So in a nutshell, you're allowed 5 of one or the other. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we've actually got too many. Yeah, that's a bit of a bugger. Oh, I kind of hope it doesn't get taken away from me though because of that. But yeah, like it's kind of difficult to spot this sort of stuff when you're playing. Shit. I need to let Raptor know. Alright, okay. Well, we'll just continue the stream anyway, guys. It doesn't change the battle. It's still a fun battle. Still quite close as well. So, yeah, we'll just go into it. So where was I? So he had King Nikesh Scorpion Legion. He also had a unit of Ushapti Great Bow. Maybe that's something that got me taken down from the Discord. And just a random Tomb King. I don't even know what kit he had. I don't even care. He's on a hearth, I think. Yes, he's on a hearth. And we have a Tomb Prince on foot. No, on a hearth. And we also have an extra thing. Interesting, didn't take any magic. Didn't actually realise that. Cool, yeah, so that is the build. And yeah, let's just get going. So, start off with, I just sort of moved up close. I mean, greenskins are close combat units, so just move up. There's no point in messing around. You can see here, I immediately target after the... Not that I thought I would actually get in line with it, but I'm going after the Necrofinx and the Tomb Scorpion, although they are not firing at those two. Stupid goblins. But nonetheless, I decided to move Wurzag forward because my kind of thought was, oh, I might get some sneaky sort of spell off. I don't know what spell I'm going to do. It's like Foot of Gork and Brainbuster, I think, is what I kept. But I put one of them down, he's just going to spot that straight away. This cab pressure on my left flank was a bit worrying because I had tools to fight it, don't get me wrong, but I wanted those tools for this because this was really scary as Tomb Scorpion and that. You can see we're way engaging in front line. The front line is mine, like regardless. Just orcs versus tomb. They're not even like tomb guards, you know, they're just skeletons. So that is an easy win for me. This was going to cause me a bit of a problem because his Necrofinx is anti-large if I get stats up, so I can't actually show you because it'll just default to the wizard as it always fucking does. But yeah, serious anti-large unit. So I was focusing with that. I decided to throw my skeleton force spider riders, I feel like I said too many words there, into the Nekakaran warriors, and I also threw my trolls in to block them up. The thing is they aren't anti-large or anything, they're just cabs, so throwing them against trolls, that's a good fight for me. The trolls will regenerate. Because the Necrofinx, this bit here was really worrying me, so I'll kind of pan out so you can see what's happening in the rest of the field. And yeah, just look at how trolly this is. So this is a unit here, okay? It's fighting this unit, and is still pushing off that unit, raging. So you see here, I do slowly start breaking off, but he breaks off one of my archer units. I'm in amongst the rest of the horsemen. My trolls even break off, so it's quite a scary engagement here. And Wurzag has just gotten binned in the front line by that Tomb Guard. I managed to get him out, which is good, and you can see I'm winning my front line engagement. So if I'm being honest, this is where I was winning the fight. This back area here, I do actually kill everything, but I'm still not like winning handily. Here you can see in the left flank, the goblins are holding like wee troopers. Look at them in all their tiny little glory. So I decided to Foot a Gork them for their courage. But never mind. It basically screwed up. I forgot I'd done that. You know, sacrifice for the Great War. And yeah, so I'm pushing up the centre there. We've managed to seriously weaken the Tomb Prince. I'm sorry, but we missed it. The Tomb Scorpion's already gone down to my Savage Orc Biggins and Stone Trolls. And now I'm sort of pushing on to the Tomb King. See here, we're still working the Necrofinx, but the Necrofinx is taking a pounding. My trolls are finishing up the back line here. I've got Savage Orc Biggins in amongst here and Savage Orcs, so we are doing a lot of damage to them. The back here, their cab still trying to chase off my cab, and you see it actually breaks them off. Wurzag actually gets killed here, which is devastating. And at this bit here, he brings in his Ushati summon, which you get after you hit a certain amount of casualties within your army. So you can see there goes Wurzag, and at this point I'm like, shit, I've got that. That's kind of pinning down, and you'll see I'm trying to make sure you can see the rest of it. I'm trying to like move my way across to try and take out these bows, because these bows have just been firing at me. They've expended more than half their ammunition, which is not what you want. I'm trying to move across, but we just keep getting like the mass on these Ushati, on these dudes It was huge. Like, you just could not pull away from it. So I ended up with like 4 or 5 units just stuck in this pit fight, which I really didn't want. And you see, like, if you look, a lot of my guys are wavering. Like, we're a lower balance of power is still in my favor. Like, I was kind of panicking at this point. I wasn't really looking at this. I was just looking at the fact I've just lost my hero. I'm stuck in a fight I don't want. That I'm losing that fight. And yeah, the back line, like these bits here, I'm losing these fights, but you know, I shouldn't really worried. I still had a lot of mobility across here. My what do you call it? Blackheart Big Boss was probably keeping a Savage Orcs in the fight, but the Necrofinks starts going down here. You'll see that balance of power just slowly shifted in my favour. The Trolls are finishing up that back line. The Archers are just putting fire into it. I don't actually know how much damage they did. I look at the end because they were basically focusing on him the whole time. You know, it's quite an investment try and get him down, but he was probably the most dangerous unit in the field. You see, like, we're still breaking off though. Like, it is, and he was trying, give him his due, he was getting that dude out. Like, that dude was mobile. I mean, bear in mind, he started off over here somewhere. He's been down here, he's been up here. Dude got around town. And yeah, so then Archers, I start to say just focusing on that infantry. I just want to be able to focus my attacks on that Tomb King. I don't want them saturated in a stupid fight. And you see here the Trolls and these Archers actually finish that Necrofinks off. Again, that's pretty much army loss at that stage. So yeah, like, it maybe doesn't look that close to the game now, but see when I was in it, you know, you gotta bear in mind greenskin morale is really, really weak, and the loss of your leader unit, or the loss of Warzag, really kind of put me on edge. I was like, shit, you know, a decent break, and I've lost this. And the thing is, if this Necrofinks had kept managing to break my Trolls, you only need to break a unit 3 times before it shatters. So there was a very real possibility that might happen. So yeah, it doesn't look close in that scoreboard, but it certainly felt a lot closer in the actual game. Particularly, I think it always does with Greenskins and Skaven. You always feel like you're right on the edge of losing the battle. But it's also my first foray into Greenskins. So again, thanks Marquis for, you know, I don't know if it's like a copyright thing, but thank you for your build. All props to you. And yeah, so Warzag, he did good damage. We look at that, 11,000. So he did do, that was probably that foot of Gork on my own units there. Blackheart Big Boss didn't do a lot of damage, but he's not meant to. He's a bit like an Empire, Empire Captain, Empire Captain, or like a Warrior Priest. They're there to provide support to the line and just be able to tank through their tanks. That's what they are. They're not damage dealers. If you look at my goblins did an absolute treat. Quite happy with that. My main orc line did a really good job as well, and my savage orcs did phenomenally well. Particularly these biggins. The stats really don't show the work they did. I mean, if you look at the health of that, it's done really, really well. And they were fighting Necrofinks, they were fighting the Tomb Scorpion, and all those bits and pieces. The goblins hit back. You know, it gave my opponent something to go for. They weren't that important, but they were something for my opponent to keep trying to get on top of. Along with these guys, you know, they didn't do heaps. It was that harass. It was that shit. I've got to go deal with them with 5 units shooting at me. I can't just accept it. And then we got Stone Trolls in amongst there as well. Stone Trolls again, you know, fairly meager damage output, but I was happy with that. They did what they needed to do, and you look like by the end of the match, they'd actually regenerated their health. Really good nick. And then if we look at Segura's army, look at my opponent's army. We've got Tomb Prince, Tomb King, I should say, did alright. Tomb Prince really didn't do much, unfortunately, for him. His front line of spearsmen, they actually did what they meant to do. They did hold on, and the problem was it just wasn't enough. They're a holding unit. They're not a damage dealing unit. So unfortunately, they just couldn't hold on long enough to actually do anything. He probably could have done a bit of magic, and yeah, the Cav did well to get round into the back line, broke off my left flank as you saw, but yeah, it's probably that unit there. Unfortunately, just didn't get to use themselves, and they're a good unit. I think they're a good unit anyway. But then I think Carl France is shit, and probably half the community would, or 90% of the community disagree with me. Tomb Scorpion, yeah, didn't get the value out of that. Upshapti, Bows, both, they were quite good, so yeah, they did a good job. They were something that was constant in the back of mind throughout the battle. Even though they didn't do that much damage, there was something I was striving to get to, and you saw I got kind of stuck in that pit fight, and actually a lot of my units got broken off for it. Again, the Necrofinks, again, he just didn't get the value out of it. I brought very few large units. Greenskins will bring very few large units. They'll usually bring a couple of trolls, and that's about it. Just because everything else is like, you know, it's massive. It's built to die. It's like just an arrow magnet or a bullet magnet. Cool. So that was our first matchup. Switch across to show you our second. I'm really worried that I'm going to end up having to replay it now that I've spotted that. That is really, really annoying. So yeah, so second matchup was the opposite way around. So it's my pick, Meatban and his and my map as well. Oh god, what a farce we had, like getting a map and all that sorted. Like I made a couple of mistakes, he made a couple of mistakes. Like it was like half an hour before we could even get started. We both made such a pick zero bit, but hey, these things happen. Like we're both. Well, I don't know if he's new to it or she's new to it, but I certainly was. So yeah, so I went. My pick was Bretonia, and I banned. Christ, what did I ban as Bretonia? I think I banned Dowie and High Elves. Yeah, I think that was it. Dowie and High Elves, yeah. And yeah, so he went Lizardman, which to be fair, my earlier games I was banning a lot, but actually I had a build to fight Lizardman. So I don't know why I keep banning them. I've got an Orca build to fight them, and now I've got a Bretonian build to fight them. So anyway, we'll start off with mine. So I decided to go two Questing Knights and two Grail Knights. So I really went for that anti-large. I decided, you know what, I'm not going to make the same mistake I did before. I'm going to play into the meme. It's likely that if you're playing a Lizardman, you're going to bring dinos. So I decided just to go for it. I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units of spearmen with shields, spearmen arms with shields, and I went for one of the Beastlayers of Baston, Foot Squires. These guys, I love these guys. I think they are an awesome unit. I think they're a gorgeous looking unit, and I also think they really get shit done. Like, really get shit done. I'll show you their stat line. Wasn't impressive as I thought it was going to be last time. And yeah. And I went, as you can see, like I did not put a lot of my army. That is it. There's nothing hidden anywhere. But this is the crux of my army. It's also the army that won me a match against. It was against Vampire Coast. So we've got Fey Enchanters of all the trimmings. We've got a Paladin and we got a Green Knight. I think the Green Knight is an absolute boss. He is actually quite difficult to deal with. If from my point of view, I feel he's quite a difficult opponent. You see for my opponent's army, I actually quite liked this army. And he had a lot of like niche things that he did. So he had a couple of Chameleon Skinks and a flank. I think a far flank was a great place for him as well. Poke away and drag things away. Had I gone archers or had I gone like a trebuchet or something like that, would have been a pain in the ass. These guys just would have been poking me all day long. He also went for Cold One Riders, which I wasn't expecting. So you'll actually see later on, once the battle actually engages, something happens over here with them and they perform really well. Front line, Thoris Spears with shields and Thoris Warriors times 3 and then Thoris with shields. So, pretty standard, but that's all you need for Wizardman. I don't think you need to go away to 2 guard. Like, Wizardman will hold all day long and they actually do a bit of damage back, so quite good. And then on the right hand side, and I couldn't see this for most of the battle. At first I saw these guys who were on top of me, just got all these, the Quiver Girls, all the raptors here, so yeah, these mean little bastards. And yeah, and for his leadership, his backline, so he went for Gorok on foot. Gorok's a good pick, solid. He doesn't cost a lot. He defends himself quite well. We also went for a Saurus Guard veteran on top of a Tyrannosaurus Rex. I don't think it's a Carnosaur, but we'll call him a T-Rex. And yeah, he went for his Bestowed Zone with Revivification Crystal. I presume the idea was just to keep buffing up these two and keep them in the fight. Yeah, so that is his build, and we'll just see how it pans out. So at this point, I can't see jack shit. I am moving up to the top of that. Yeah, and I'm just looking to see, like, in all fairness, the way I built my army was, this part is just meant to just kind of like keep them busy, and then this part's meant to do all the heavy lifting. And my heroes, because my heroes I kind of figured could snipe out dinos, they could snipe out heroes, casters, whatever else. I had enough mobility to do it. And we're actually seeing a Fey Enchantress is no worse, she can take stuff on. So I move up to here, and I think it's about now that I see a Chameleon Skinks. You'll see me react because I go, oh goody. I couldn't actually see these Cold One Riders, so he played this really, really well. So yeah, that's me just spotting them. Couldn't see him. You can see here I eventually get to see him, but I don't think I actually react to him. I think I missed that because I'm going, oh, I need to go and kill this, and I start bringing this guy over and see him about running into spears, and then I bring him down. Yeah, see? I had no idea what was happening on this side of the flank. A real big oversight from my point of view. You should really be looking around. You see I jump in, but look, between the Chameleon Skinks and I don't know if these guys are bonus first large. Now, they're just armor piercing. They are dumpstering a seriously expensive unit. Then my buddy Grail Knights get caught up in this Thoris fight. You can see the mainline fight's going fine. You know, these guys are all doing what they want to do, and I've gotten all my heroes straight onto the Bastillodon. I do not want any revivification going down. But his, what do you call it, Feral Cold Ones had actually kind of got a little bit out of position, so it allowed me, my Quested Knights, my Grail Knights to just start getting in a back line. You can see here, that fight did not go well. Quested Knights getting absolutely battered, and then eventually Rampage getting broken off. The other Knights did quite well. They actually managed to get these chameleons and do them in, basically. I think, you know, it's really sad to take them into losing, I just do them in and leave them there. The Feral Cold Ones are coming in. I managed to get my Grail Knights onto Witcher bonus first large onto the Carnosaur, but you can see the Carnosaur is giving it back, really giving it back. But I pull out my Beast Slayers because I don't want them in an infantry fight, I want them in a large fight, so I pull them out and manage to get them across there. You can see we've really battered up that Bastillodon, and I've even had a unit in reserve here waiting the fight because the other infantry unit is fighting away. You see we've broken that off. These guys actually come back, which is an absolute godsend because luckily for me, the Cold One Riders break off at exactly the same time. I drop down the Chalice of Potions right here, and you see he's starting to take a bit of damage now. Now that the Beast Slayers are back on, I've got him. So the frontline fight is going quite well. It doesn't look that way because they've got, you know, like, this is broken off, but the thing was that it was broken off, but I still had my Quested Knights in there, so it was broken off, but it was holding. That breaks off the Thoris Warriors. He comes across to try and take on my heroes, but my heroes are pimp, like, they are not going down. We've already beaten off the Bastillodon, and yeah, I'm pulling these guys out because I don't need to be taking that fight. I'll pick and choose my fights. You can see here I'm getting chased down by like this mob, so I'm like, right, if I go through the woods there might be a chance that I won't get hit as much. My kind of plan was I was going to go through the woods and get back across, and you see I'm already pulling that unit back across. I decided, screw it, I just need to get across because right now we've got an opportunity. We've got Gorok, we've got the Thoris Scar Veteran. His army is totally out of position right now. Like, I've got 3 units over here that are doing nothing, so I'm going to outpace them and be able to get across here and actually outnumber this fight. You see I'm putting in a health there just to get my Grail Knights back up to where they should be, and yet we are taking this Thoris. I didn't even realise he was dropping all these buffs. Holy shit. No wonder he held on for so long. I'm doing the same, by the way. I'm throwing down, my Green Knight's throwing down his funny wee spell. I know his bits and pieces, can't remember what it's called now. And we're getting in, but we are going full ham in this fight. You can see here we decided to break up those Feral Cold Ones. They managed to break off like most of infantry, but it really doesn't matter. And yeah, then I think, is this a heal? Oh, Plague of Dominion. Or Plaque of Dominion, I didn't even realise it was a thing. So yeah, so Thoris Blood manages to squeak his way out, so he knew stuff was coming. But then I just pull away with that. He's trying to bring out Thoris, but again, we're just writing about decent charge, decent damage. I'm trying to get my heroes through, but we're just kind of stuck in these feral old ones. I've also decided, right, I'm chucking these Grail Knights. They're meant to fight infantry anyway, but I'll bring across the Beast Slayers of Baston, just to sort of finish these bits and bobs up. So you can see we've broken off this Thoris Scar Veteran. This is the troops just now getting across. So I've already been in here fighting for like a good 30 seconds at this stage. And yeah, sorry we missed it. With the Enchantress took an absolute pounding. So I managed, she rallied thankfully because he had nothing fast left to chase her. And I managed to drop a heal on her, so I managed to get her back up to health. But you can see this works to my favour because Gorok sends his blood in the water and he's out to come in and finish off with the Enchantress. Not much of a gentleman at all. But I'm also seeing this, so you can see I've just given the order, to send out the Green Knight and my Paladin to finish Gorok off. I kind of know, right? I think his big dino is down. He's got infantry left. Gorok's the only thing which is keeping his balance of power even. You know, he's still got tools in the field. This is not like I've won. This is a close fight, but right here is where I get to decide it. So manage the Spearman rally, and now look, everything is coming across. Well, I'm pulling these guys away because you can see they're getting pounded like by the Chameleon Skinks. My Beast Slayers of Baston aren't doing particularly well. I just want to get him to melee fight with them. So you can see I started pulling back across. I just want to finish up with these units. Gorok is taking it. He is not just accepting what's happening. I managed. These guys are moving, so yeah, they're spears unit, but they weren't braced for that charge. So I decided to screw it. So I decided to send the Enchantress across the well. I wasn't going to risk her in that fight because you can see he is taking it. Like, he's taking a 3-on-1 fight. But just slowly but surely, I think I managed to drop the Delorious Blade, and yeah, we're just slowly binning him off. Basically, the Bastion are getting here, and you see that is where the balance of power goes. So the truth is if Gorok hadn't thundered down here and actually stuck by his force and they sort of repulled back together, it could have been a different scenario, for definite. And yeah, I just got kind of lucky, and here, like, like a crowning finish, we've got these two guys in. So I decided just to leave them there, drop down Chalice of Potions, just finish off that unit there, while we chase off Galactic Chameleons again. That's where Army Losses is called. Yeah, so, like, they were really fun games, they were, and like I said, that first one certainly didn't feel as close as, or felt much closer than what it would when I was doing a replay, and this one too, it was a really, really good fight. Like, the Feral Cold Ones, I couldn't believe I missed that. I thought he was like, I'm in a deep Vanguard or something. But yeah, so we'll just take you through the breakdown. So we got the Fey Enchantress at 11,000 damage. I'm really happy with that. The Paladin and the Green Knight. I mean, Green Knight did quite well. Bear in mind, they were just kind of like fighting pretty tanky, like, Thoris, Scar Veteran, and Gorok all the way through that. So, I'm happy. I think they perform really well. I think those three make a really mean Goon squad, and they're very much right, now everything else is dead, you've got to try and fight him sort of unit. So I think they're really, really good in that sense. He doesn't take a lot of damage throughout the game. My front line of men at arms with spears and shields I thought did really well. Basically, as a Bastion, thought were excellent. I mean, they barely got hurt either, and did a really good job. My Knights took an absolute pounding, but I mean, look at that, 11,000 there. I thought they did good damage. I think they could have done more. In more experienced hands, I think they definitely could have performed a lot better. But yeah, look, I was happy with the way they performed. And yeah, for my opponent, so you see Gorok, unfortunately but that's right for Gorok. It isn't a silly amount of kills. Gorok is a tank. He's meant to take a punishment as opposed to dish it out. He's just meant to sit there in the front line, buff up everyone else, and just sort of take punishment. So that makes sense. The Thoris Blood, bit unfortunate. He ended up in a couple of engagements he just should have been in, but unfortunately, he was just. My Knights were just. My Knight play was quite good, and my hero play actually. Although none of them, I don't think he's even anti-large. None of them are anti-large. The three of them, the Goon Squad was just able to really, really beat him down, which was really unfortunate. And same with the Revivification Crystal. I feel like almost if we'd gone for maybe, I don't know, like even like a couple more like infantry units just to keep me sort of like what's the word, bogged down, then you might be able to use him more effect. I thought his front line was good. I would go with that. Sort of seems straightforward. The Chameleons did well, particularly that first engagement. The Chameleons and the Cold One Riders was a good mix. I thought that worked really, really well, and certainly it almost been one of my units. The only thing was obviously I spent a lot to get really high tier calves, so they were never gonna win that fight, but they almost won it. And well, I think they both broke off at the same time. I thought the Feral Cold Ones, I mean, look at that. One of the strongest units in the game. I thought they did a really good job and a really niche pick. We was not expecting them at all. So yeah, my cat off to you, Exagur. A really, really good game, and thanks for the game, Sam. Right, so that's the end of it, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please hit that like button, and if you want to I'll keep loading up videos, so if you want to keep tabs of how I'm getting on, because I'm not quite halfway through yet. I've got a game planned for next week, but I'll need to get a lot more planned than just one game, so I'm a little just under halfway through at this stage for the qualifier, so fingers crossed. I'm even Stevens. It's I've lost 4 points and I've gained 4 points, so we'll see how things go. What I really need is I need to deliver 2 wins, straight wins to sort of give me that comfort that I'll make it through, but we'll see what happens. But thanks so much for joining me, guys, and I will catch you all next time. Cheers, guys.